specialist in the Henry Ford Jackson marketing department. She helps arrange all the great guests that we have on our show, but now for the first time, she's arranged for herself to be on our show. We welcome new book author, Vicky Lorencen. Hi, Vicky.
Thank you. Hi, Bart.
Nice to see you.
You too. This is really different, isn't it?
It is different. I see Vicky all the time. Vicky is our host when we go to Henry Ford, and you do a great job getting the word out about the health system. But now we want to get the word out about you and what you've got going on. I know you're a writer because you write a lot of the press, but now you've written your own book.
I have. Yeah, I've been pursuing writing for children for a very long time. In fact, it's probably the only thing that I've really wanted to do since I was a kid.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it's been a long process, and I never expected my first book to be about Barf, but I couldn't be more happy.
Well, I would think a lot of kids would love to have a book with the name The Big Book of Barf.
I hope so.
Yeah, I kind of like it. And it's about, what is it about? Is it about barf?
Well, yes, as the title suggests, it's not a bait and switch. It really is about barf, but it's about so much more. And then you can see in the subtitle, a spunami of sick science.
I like that.
So there's real science in it, and I think my job at the hospital helped really, as I knew reliable sources to go to and how to really put something together that is easy to understand but is really reliable information. And then we also have hurled history. So there's all kinds of stuff like, okay, is a vomitorium really a place where people went to, No, it's not, but you got to read the book to find out why. And then about body oddities, and just the whole process, surprisingly enough, was a joy to put together. It was so fun.
Did you learn some new things about barf?
I learned so much about everything. In fact, the reason why the book is the Big Book of Barf is because my original idea was just to create a Ralphabet book, very short, and then it just kept growing and growing and growing because I kept learning more things and asking more questions, and it couldn't stop myself. I just loved it, and my editor was so encouraging that we kept adding more and more things. There's stories from around the world that have to do with vomit. There's ways to boost your vomit vocabulary so you don't have to just say vomit. There's a lot of clever ways to say that. And there's information that's really practical, like if you are in the back seat in the carpool for soccer, you're with your soccer team, and you realize I need to do that, there's suggestions like if you have no other options, you can make a hurl hammock, and that means you lift up your shirt. Ooh, yeah. Well,
Yeah. Well, you look around. I mean, what is there? It's
yeah. But we do talk about that too. Think about if you have to do that, where's the best place, and even things like how to respond when somebody else does it, how to be kind to someone and get them the help they need rather than just standing there and laughing because it's an awkward situation.
Nobody wants to clean up somebody else's.
No, they do. No, but
what'd your family think about you writing a book about barf?
They're really excited. That was one of the most fun things, Bart, was I got to tell my family members kind of individually, and the response was just, it was really a beautiful thing because they knew I had been wanting to write a children's book for so long and have it published. I've written lots of them, but the publishing part was the key ingredient there. And for example, I got to tell my daughter about the book on her birthday, and I didn't expect this reaction. She burst into tears. And she said, Mom, that's the best birthday gift I could ever receive.
Oh,
So it just showed me that I knew it, but it just showed me all the more the wonderful support and how, my dream was a shared dream and it meant so much to them.
how old are your kids?
So my kids are grown-ups.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter is 27 and my son is 35.
Wow. Now, do they have kids?
They don't,
Not yet.
no, but they're kind of like their mom. They have an inner child alive and well. And so I think they will enjoy this book as much as I did.
Now, did you read your own writings to them when they were little?
I did, yeah, and they were really encouraging. Yeah, it was very nice to have that audience. Of course, I'm their mom. Of course, you think they're going to like it. But just to be reading to the audience that you are gearing your writing toward was really nice.
Oh, I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's the big book of Barf.
Mhm.
So what's the target age range?
So this is 288 pages.
Oh, that is a big book.
Geared towards children who are ages 8 to 10, but I think there's a lot of flexibility there.
Tweens, I think tweens are going to love
Yes.
this book.
Yes, the humor in it and the way it's arranged, it's intentionally non-intimidating. I told the editor, I want this to be a book with an intimidation factor of -10, so that even a kid who thinks, I don't really like reading or science is not for me, can be drawn in because it's in little, I know this sounds gross, but in chunks throughout
In
the
chunks.
book. Yeah,
I bet there's a
digestible
million.
chunks.
Yeah, in
Oh
chunks.
yeah, and a lot of humor and silliness, and the main characters that take you through the book are fun. We have Chuck and his friend Queasy, who is kind of a fanciful character who looks like a bouncy stomach. She's on the cover along with the subject matter expert, and that would be Professor Anita Puke. And so they kind of are the hosts of that book.
I think you're an expert on it, and I can imagine this book will be at every medical college in America. And there's recipes in this book?
There are, Bart. There really are. There are. There's one for Barf Day cake, and I just made one a few weeks ago. It was actually delicious. All the recipes, save for just a couple, like the fake vomit, you don't want to eat that. But
Right.
all the rest are edible. They just look really disgusting.
Okay.
Which, if you're 10 years old, is a great thing.
All right, well, I can't wait for the book. It's going to be released in January, right?
Yes.
And it will be available wherever books are sold?
It really is around the world. I keep finding out more and more bookstores, China and in Paris, of all places, and yeah, all across Asia and Europe, and then online, of course, Amazon, Target, Barnes and Noble, all those good places too.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I'm going to be watching for it. Coming out January 28th,
Yes.
2025. I think it's going to be a big hit.
I hope so.
Yeah. Soon to be future best-selling author,
Barf selling author.
barf-selling author, Jackson's own Vicky Lorencen. It's the big book of Barf.